Replacing a beautiful compressor today. This is a 3-phase compressor and it is made by Copeland. Today we're going to be replacing it, and today I want to make a video to show you why we have clearances or distances laid out in our installation manual for certain manufacturers for equipment. That's a gas meter. This is my torches, and today I have got to weld in or braze in a new filter dryer, right? And look at this, the gas meters. So this is where I have to use my torch to weld my new filter dryer in, so this compressor will last longer. And this is where my gas meter is. Let me tell you what Taddy's doing today. See that filter dryer? I'm installing that filter dryer because I don't want my new compressor to go bad in this unit. This unit's only 2 or 3 years old. Doesn't even need a compressor change, but look at that. Look at that gas meter. There's the filter dryer, there's the gas meter. Let's see how this works. This is gonna be fun. So yeah, I've got to weld that in, braze that filter dryer in, and I've got a new compressor. But I just want to show you, for all you installers out there, service techs that don't want to read your installation instructions, that's why we have minimum distances for outside units. This is awesome. This right here is the compressor. Check it out. Emerson Copeland, it's 3-phase, and right there's a beautiful box. This is going to be exciting. I'm going to video this, so if something happens, I have it on video. But sometimes things are just too close. There is the old compressor, and we've got our power coming into that compressor. It's actually a 7.5 ton condenser. This is made by Rheem, so I'll have to get that big thing out of there. This is gonna be nice. Oh, by the way, I thought the rain was gonna be the worst of my problems, but it's not. Apparently this is. Be as safe as possible. And if you can't, well, be sorry, because that's what you'll be if you're not safe. Love you guys, hope you're healthy, hope you're happy. This is Tad reminding you, do not forget to make sure you put the condenser a little farther away from the gas meter. All right, you know what time it is. It's time to have lots of fun. Well, you know there's no gas leaks over here. Oh, that's awesome. Good to go. I'm still alive. Right, good deal. Another adventure with Taddy here. Now let's change the compressor. Remember to take the crankcase heater off of the compressor after you unweld the suction and discharge line. Then you want to put the crankcase heater back on after you're done installing the compressor. I sound like that crazy lady off of the theater, when you go to the theater, where she's like, now make sure you don't spill any popcorn. We are ready for new compressor. Let's go. Old compressor is out. New compressor is about to go in. And then there's the old filter dryer. Looks like it's one direction. This is biflow. That's weird. They must have sent me this because they thought I didn't know what I was doing. Whew, man. This is gonna be awesome, guys. By the way, don't ask me how I got that thing out. Okay, I'll tell you. I take my channel locks, I loop it in here, I tilt it, and then I put my hand under one side of that compressor, and then I just kind of angle it and get it above those pieces of copper until I can set it down. So you have to stand right, one leg here, one leg there. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, it's in like Flynn, about to weld it up. In like Flynn, about to weld it up. Got the compressor in. Time to light up the torches. And if you want to know how to check a compressor, check it to see if it's shorted to ground, check out my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians. I got videos on there. You can learn something.
Got some nitrogen.
Nitrogen, compressed gas. I'm gonna pump it up, make sure none of my fittings are leaking. Make sure I did a good job on the weld. Looks like a good job, but who knows? All right, make sure there's no leaks. Pro Bubble, Diversa-Tech. Link in the description, folks. Pick it up at the nearest store near you, where you're at. Oh, leak. You hear? Oh, sorry. Gotta make sure there's no leaks. And then put it on the pump. Pump got a little bit wet. Bullet 2-stage vacuum pump, yellow jacket. Hear it changing sounds. Hasn't pulled below zero yet. How do you get it done in the rain? You get it done with a tent, okay? That's the only way you get it done. Otherwise, you don't get it done. There's no getting it done. Let me show you something here. Ozark Trail outdoor equipment. Special message from Taddy to Ozark. Thank you for saving me today. You see, I don't have that much hair anymore. So I'll get wet. And my umbrella, it's broken. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, underneath this cool little pocket where I keep stuff. Thank you. Special message from Taddy to Ozark. Thank you for keeping me dry today. I love you long time. This is a message from Taddy. Always keep oil in your vacuum pump. Do not use your drill to tighten these screws. If you do, you could end up damaging not only the terminal, but the screw. So this right here, you see what happened. Don't use your drill. Use a nut driver 5/16 or use a Phillips screwdriver. Starting to pull down, good. Ready to charge this thing up. 7.5 ton. Look at that model number, 7.5 ton. Installed in 2018. Didn't last very long, 3 years. I wonder what's really wrong with this thing. I'm gonna find out soon. And if you wanna know about 3-phase and what happens when you have a phase reversal, you need to check out my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians. I've got a video on what happens and what you do. How to use a set of scales, real quick. How to use a set of scales. I'm gonna do this video for you. Eli Tech, I got my refrigerant, my 410A refrigerant on my scales. Once you put it on there, you zero it out. You push on right here, power button. You put the refrigerant on there and then you zero it out by pushing this button. It should say 0 before you start charging. Now this condenser is empty. I'm about to charge it. I've got my red hose, which comes from my high side gauge, hooked up to my liquid line. I've got my blue hose on my vapor line. All right, everything's open, service valves are open. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this little yellow hose that's connected to my tank. I'm going to bleed it off and then I'm going to tighten it back. And then I'm gonna add my refrigerant through the liquid line. Like that. Super easy way to use scales. And then you're gonna see pounds appear right here. And we'll figure out how many pounds this unit needs by looking at the service facts. Or just use superheat and subcooling. If you want to learn more, check out my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians, and I have a video on superheat and subcooling and charging R22 and 410A units. Compressor's not starting, so I check the voltage incoming to the compressor because that is where the problem most likely is, and I think I found the problem. All right, let me show you the problem. So disconnect is on, check power from 1 to 2, check power from 2 to 3, 170, what? And then check power from 1 to 3, 245. So we've got, let's do this one more time. So we know 239, 170, and 245. Now let's check up top. 238, so we're losing 1 volt there. 169. Okay. Whoa. 245. So we've still got a voltage drop. It's pretty heavy. Interesting. So I need to, so we don't have the correct voltage coming into this box. It's supposed to be 230, 230, 230. Let's open the main 200 amp panel here and let's make some checks. So our incoming power comes up and into this box here. My meter's right there so you can see it. Turn off that light so we don't get a glare. From 1 to 2, 246. 2 to 3, 246, good. And then from 1 to 3 here, 245, that's good voltage. Okay, good, let's check this. 1 to 2, 205. Okay, I found the problem. 244, and then went from 1 to 3, 245. All right, so our problem is most likely the fuses need to be replaced. Back at the job, we have a new tool that we're going to use to change the fuses. It's not a new tool, it's a tool that's been around for a while. It's made out of fiber. It's a fuse puller. This is a bus fuse puller, and we've got these 200 amp fuses, and I have some gloves that I'm going to be wearing. Just wanted to show you what I'm using here to make sure I change these fuses safely. I've got 3 of them. We found out that one of the fuses yesterday was 100 amp, it's supposed to be 200 amp. So I've got 3 200 amp fuses. I've got a bus fuse puller, and then I've got some rubber gloves. Let's go ahead and change these fuses out. 3 brand new 200 amp fuses. And I have no idea why there was 100 amp in the middle. That's pretty unusual. You hear that? Compressor's running, compressor's pumping. Oh, looks like we need some refrigerant. We definitely don't need, what, 70 and 220? We need at least 100 and 300, so I'm gonna start charging, finish charging actually. I put in 10 pounds yesterday, and this unit probably holds at least 15 or 20.